Hey, I'm James from Smokin' Dad Barbecue, and today we're making Cornell chicken. And if you've never heard of it, you're doing chicken wrong. I know those are fighting words, but stick with me, and I'm going to show you how to have some of the most flavorful, juicy, awesome chicken you've ever had. So let me tell you a quick history about Cornell chicken. Cornell chicken got its start in the Western New York area in 1950 and quickly became a tradition around local firehouses and fundraisers where you'd have chicken cooked over the charcoal fire. And this continued to grow in popularity. If you're in the area, you can now buy it at a local grocery store, normally branded as Chiavetta's chicken. I'm going to show you how to make it at home. And again, stick with me on this. This will be some of the best chicken you've ever had. So we're about a day ahead of when we're going to cook this chicken. It's Saturday night, and we're going to have this for company tomorrow. So I'm going to show you everything from prepping the recipe. We've got 3 chicken roasters that we're going to spatchcock, throw in the fridge in our briner bucket overnight, and then we'll pick you back up tomorrow when it's time to do the cook on the Kamado Joe. Be a little bit brighter then. So let me walk you through getting the recipe ready. So I'm going to put the exact amount in the description below. I've doubled the recipe because we're doing 3 birds. So the details that I'm giving right now are double the recipe. What I'll post below is just exactly half that. So we're going to use 2 cups of white vinegar. We're going to have 2 eggs, which we'll whisk in a second. And we're going to take 2 cups, or 1 cup, of vegetable oil. 3 tablespoons of salt, and I like using Diamond Kosher Crystal Salt, so this will help brine the meat, let it get nice and flavorful and hold that moisture as we do the cook. It'll retain more of the moisture. So not a good way to describe this, but it's the least salty salt. So you get all the benefit of salt without ruining the flavor of your meat. So if you don't have this, I definitely recommend adding it to your pantry. In with the salt. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of poultry seasoning. There we go. Pepper. Add a little bit of crushed black pepper. And this will do about 6 to 8 chicken breasts, or in our case, 3 roaster chickens. So that is ready. I'm going to take you into fast forward speed while I whisk this up, and the next thing we'll do is spatchcock our chickens. So welcome to warp speed. All right, we have whisked that until you can't see the egg or any of the ingredients separated, so it's all together. Now we're ready to spatchcock our chickens. Bring these over so you can see. Again, I'll take you fast speed so you don't have to watch the entire process, but what we're gonna do is just get a sharp pair of kitchen scissors, work our way along one side of the backbone, flip the bird, cut along the other side. Now our bone is free, flatten the bird, throw it in the bucket. So if you have any questions, by the way, just leave a note in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. But this part is pretty straightforward and definitely worth that extra time in prep. So let's spatchcock. All right, so in real time, that's been no more than 5 minutes. And that's what it takes to make some of the best chicken you ever had. It's a really quick, easy recipe. I'm gonna clean up, install my lid on the briner bucket so we have all those chickens fully submerged, throw it in the fridge, and pick you up tomorrow when it's time to fire up the Kamado Joe. Till then, have a good night. All right, so it's been about 19 hours and our chickens have been in the briner bucket overnight. So we're getting ready to cook these now. So about an hour before I'm going to throw them on the Kamado Joe, I wanna get them on a drying rack, pat them a little bit dry, get them in the fridge, which will help dry out that skin. That'll help everything render up really nice. I've also got a pot set aside, and so I'm gonna pour in some of our brining solution and then throw it on the oven and bring it to a boil for about 10 minutes. That's gonna disinfect everything, make sure it's safe, and that's gonna be a great tasting solution, so we'll have the exact same flavor profile as our brine. So let's pull them out, dry them off, and I'll take you high speed. All right, so let's bring this up to a boil so it's food safe. So this is our brining solution that we've transferred to a pot. Just going to turn the heat on high. Give that a couple minutes till it's up to a boil. Reduce it to a simmer and hold that for about 10-15 minutes so that we have the same flavor profile but safe to put on our chicken as it's cooking. So let's let this come up to 10. All right, it's my favorite time of the day. It's time to fire up the Kamado Joe. I'm going to walk you through my process since I haven't touched the Joe from a previous cook. As you can see, we had the Joe rotisserie in doing some chicken wings last night. So this is going to be everything you need to know from start to finish. So I'll bring you along at a quick speed and show you some of the key steps on how to get ready to do our spatchcock chicken. All right, first, so let's remove our Joe rotisserie. I'll set that aside. Try and stay out of your shot as much as I can. Then we're going to shake out our basket. Don't know if you can see down in there, if I help give you a little peek. So we've got a little bit of charcoal left. I had just about a quarter basket in for the wings. So we'll be able to keep what's left, but we're going to add some more. And over here I have a piece of peach smoking wood from Furtado Farm. So I like to put that right on the bottom of the basket and then add our charcoal. So let's go ahead, shake out our ash, pull out the pan, and start to build our new fire. Okay, since I'm sure some of you are wondering what I'm doing with the gloves inside the Joe, let me just show you. So while it's a great accessory, I actually remove the little stainless steel wings and I just leave the ash pan. And I like to do that because over time, depending on how I'm shaking the basket, etc., charcoal inevitably gets in behind those little wings. And the only way to clean it out then is to remove all these petals and then put the Joe back together. So I just found it easier. If I take them out, put the Joe together, I can just really quickly use a glove hand and scoop all that ash out and remain perfectly unobstructed for good airflow. So we're ready to pick back up and continue building our fire. So as you probably saw from the bag, but I'm using Kamado Joe big block charcoal. This has been, I've tried so many over the years and it's quickly become my favorite charcoal. Great value, burns hot, burns long and slow, really well, holds temperature. And as you can just see, it's a good size. You're not getting a bunch of small little chips that burn right through. I got a little overzealous with my pour, so I'm actually gonna just pull a few pieces out. We don't need that for our cook today, but I'll save it for our next cook. Okay, so let me just really quick show you what that looks like top down. So as you can see, that piece of peach wood that we put on the bottom grate is completely covered by charcoal, and I've just got a little fire starter cube here in the very top of the big block. So we're going to get ready to light that, and then we're going to install our divide and conquer. So let's do that. I don't know if you can see on the camera in high speed, but one of the things you'll notice with big block charcoal is you're not getting a lot of sparks. And since I'm standing on a wooden surface with a wooden desk right beside the house, don't want a lot of flying sparks. So I've used some great charcoal brands, really like, but one of the least favorite things I have about them is lighting them because there are sparks going everywhere. One other thing, if you're like me and you have a wooden deck, I definitely recommend big block for no other reason than it's not going to have sparks flying everywhere, potentially landing on your deck. So let me show you how I like to set up the divide and conquer for bringing the grill up to temperature. I'm going to go ahead and remove the racks, and I'm going to put the half moons in, but in an open setting so that the fire still continues to come up, and I want to get some residual heat in the dome, and I'm actually going to wait right till we're at temperature before I go and close those into position. I've just found this helps not only the grill heat up quicker, use less energy, use less charcoal, but you actually want that dome temperature for rendering out the fat in the skin of something like a chicken. So let's do that. Alright, so let me bring
Bring you over so you can see. So we've got our fire started in the middle. I've got the plates set as far apart as possible so that that heat continues to rise and get some heat into the dome. So let's go ahead and close everything up and wait till this comes up to temperature. Today I'm looking for a temperature of around 375 to maybe 400 degrees. Okay, so we've been letting all that heat come up, warm up the dome, but time to push these plates together, which are sitting on the accessory ring. And I'm just going to try and position these so there's an equal distance of air gap all the way around the outside. Looks pretty good to me. And today I'm going to have this on the lowest position of the divide and conquer. I'm going to put the grid on the middle position so I have room, plenty of clearance to add the extended grill. So let's go install those. Alright, so that looks good to me. It was actually able to go on the top tier, so we have a nice large indirect area. And so the plan is to put 2 birds on the main grid and the 3rd chicken on the top. So I'm just going to let these get some heat. We'll clean off the grill and then bring out our chickens and throw them on. Alright guys, so it's been about 45 minutes. Let's check and see how our chickens are doing. So looking good. Let me bring the camera a little closer so you can see. Some nice color on there. So I've been basting them with our leftover solution that we heated up. Let's just check the temperature. About 162 on the legs. Still got a little ways to go on the breast. So I'm actually going to see if I can flip these. I'm just going to get some tongs. Okay, so one of the things that are great about cooking a great chicken is you get some of that fat rendering out of the skin. As you can see, as it's rendering out, we've got a little bit of grease pulled up on our heat stones, and that just caught fire. So if that ever happens, not a big deal. I'm just going to choke the air for a couple seconds, open it back up, and we should be extinguished and ready to get these birds back on. Alright, so what I'm just doing there is I was getting a little bit more temperature on the bird on the top as it's being surrounded by the heat in the dome, and so I've just flipped position. So I put the 2 that were on the bottom on the top, the bird that was on the top on the bottom, and that's just to give a chance for the top 2 to finish at the exact same time. So I'm gonna go back to basting these, check the temperature in about another 10-15 minutes. Alright, our birds have been on for about an hour, and I've just finished checking the temps and they're done. They're ready to come off. I'm going to take them inside, let them rest for about 5-10 minutes and slice them up. Let me show you what they look like. Don't mind me while I move you closer. Here we are. That color is coming through. These are beautiful mahogany oak type color, and they're even all the way around. So I'll just bring the camera back. We're going to sign off for tonight. Really appreciate you joining me for this cook. If you want to see more of these videos, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And I'm starting a fan mail section where at the end of these videos I'll answer the questions that are on your mind. So if there's a question you want to see me answer in an upcoming video, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, that's it. I'm James signing off from Smoking Dead BBQ. Have a great night, everyone.